Well, it's good evening, my YouTube friends. It's 7 o'clock and it's Margaret here from M.E.s Orchids. And you wonder what I might have been doing for this last week. Well, besides being in the garden and trying to get the garden ready, I've been deciding what to do with some of the orchids, whether to mount them, whether to remount them, and just generally check them over. Now, this one over there in that corner, that's the Dendrobium plicatile, cinnamon flickingiera, and I've put that onto a new piece of wood, and I've put it so that it's in two parts, that part and that part. This is that back wall now where I made that top shelf. Instead of it being vertical, it's now horizontal. That's one of the Tolumnias there. That one behind, this one here, probably Roger's too busy, he probably doesn't watch any of my videos now, but that's the Chrysium, the cakeys. Roger sent me 4, but only 3 survived, and of those 3 that survived, we've got 2 growths come out on that one, and a single growth on that one, and another growth on that one. So I'm rather thrilled about that one. That Phalaenopsis there, that was the one that was bare root on this one here, on this mount. And what I've done with this one, this is another no ID, but I'd got this in waterculture, and I decided this was well enough to come out of waterculture, and because it had given me this new leaf, and I've mounted that on this one, and that one I've put it onto a smaller mount, and that was the pink one. I can't actually remember whether that was the one from work for my retirement. And you'll see here on this hanging part here, I've got several Cattleya types. That one in the corner there, if I bring you in, I think that's Cattleya cincoriana by Alawi. And what's the next one? Is Cattleya labiata varsarulia. That's the same as cincoriana, that one. Can you see? That's the Bulbophyllum lobii, and there's another Tolumnia, and underneath is the Dendrobium tetragonum. There we go. And this is the area now where I placed the big Laelia purpurata, and you'll see there, still wanting to cross its leaves, so I've left it now like that. Oh, up there is the, just sits up there, that's the Phalaenopsis Parisi, that's a species one, and that's showing a nice new root. And will it let me hang it there for a minute? There we go. Does that want me to come back out? There. Can you see that nice root? But all these mounted ones haven't been watered today, so hence what my reason now, just to do a video, and then tomorrow I can start watering straight away. This is of course that little no ID Phalaenopsis, the mini one, and that leaf's coming along fine, and the roots, look how they're extending, that just sits there. Yes, I've checked this sphagnum moss today on this Laelia purpurata, and it seems to be fine, so I'm going to leave that, that'll be watered tomorrow. This is one of the Scaphoglottis on this piece of wood here, and this one here, this is my stick, and that Phalaenopsis finleyi minus times Phalaenopsis stewartiana, if I show you a little bit closer. I don't know whether I'm best getting in this way. Let's have a look. that was a new, well, I think it's a new basil cakey. But can you see the markings on the leaves? And of course that's got nice roots, and it's got a couple of cattleyas, but they're probably worse for wear now. And so these are some of the other, that's the Ascasendra, that's the Cattleya cernua. They're all growing, they've all got new roots, growths. That little Tolumnia is just hanging on by a thread. This is the, what's this one? Oh, this is Dendrobium lamellatum. It's giving me a few little cakeys. And that's the Maxillaria over there. And this is the long yellow striped, the Masdevallia. And that one in the corner is not doing too bad. This one, which has got the flower here, that's that new inflorescence is going that way for some reason. And oh, the Dendrobium Dawn Marie Rung Camel, it gave me that cakey, didn't it? That little well, I've got a new growth coming as well there. Probably the light isn't very good there. And the same with the Dendrobium famosum, I've got a new growth there. So oh, and this one here, I've got a new growth. Look at those leaves. But I'm being patient. They've had to go through a little bit of trauma, like all my orchids do. And but never mind, that's the Stelis argentata. And I've got another one there. And this is the another one of the Masdevallias. See, I've got new growth. It might even be a flower inflorescence there. But they were watered just today. And we'll go over here. Quickly go through all these Phalaenopsis, and I've got a new inflorescence starting there. What's that one? That's Phalaenopsis amboyensis, and I've got a nice root there, and it's got a bit purple because it gets the light from the full spectrum light. And that Phalaenopsis there, you can see, looks very healthy. That's the Violacea indigo blue. And this one here, Howardian princess. And this is the one that's growing outside. And got roots everywhere, look at those. And a new centre leaf. So, and this is the Phalaenopsis Yang Yang Geigen cherry. I've got that one root under there, and if we look underneath, we've got another root there. And all of a sudden, all these are starting to take off. Even that one there, let's turn it round, see if we can, that's Samira, that's Bellina times Violacea. This one here, let's see if I can take you in. That's the Chateladay with nice roots. This one here, funnily enough, it's dropped a leaf, but this flower in inflorescence has started to extend, and that's the Phalaenopsis tetraspis purple. And the bit of a browbeaten one, that's the Hieroglyphica. And this one is the Phalaenopsis, that's just the ordinary tetraspis. See? That new leaf. So, see how when you disturb them, oh dear. I'm getting to the point now where they've got to stay settled, and I've got to be happy with them, because they're hard work otherwise. There's that one of the new ones, not this time, the beginning of April, and that's got some lovely roots. And I've got two of these, Alacera, Samira, well I've got three, one's nearly on death's door. So that's one here, and there's the other one. You see? And there, that's the Syncoriana Yukusuku story. And there we have Laelia anceps. That's lovely. Look at that new growth there. Look at that. Very unusual that is. And that gets watered. I'm able to turn it on its side and those roots sit into the trough, so I'm really thrilled about that. Right, here we go. We mustn't forget, I like to bring it down, and this is Little Zorro. You remember those little tiny root nubbins there, and look how they've extended. And look at all the roots around the back, everywhere. So, and we've got a new leaf there, and I think this one now, because I did struggle with this one if you remember, I think this one's going to be fine. Put that one there. If you just bear with me a minute. This is the Aspasia Sylvana, and I did pot this up, but then I unpotted it because I felt sure it's going to be better on a mount. And I've got this piece of wood here, and it's got this V down the centre, and I've got these two growths, and if you'll notice, these two growths go either side of that V, and since I've mounted it, those roots are fine. So that goes up here, just hangs there. That one there is the Rinco Stylus. Now I don't know if it'll want to focus in for me. Come on. And if I just go a little bit closer, just bear with me a minute. So you can see that new centre leaf. There we go. But I've still only got the one root, and that usually sits in a trough and I leave it overnight, because that's very awkward to water. I've got the other Scaphoglottis up there in that corner. That's mounted, and of course this is the big Laelia purpurata semi-alba dunkel. And that's sending roots out everywhere. And if I take you here, I've got on this one here, which is the Cattleya, no, the RLC TMU. Just there we go. I've got 6 active roots now. Absolutely thrilled to bits I am with that one. And then this is one of the other ones. This is Yen 24 carat. And look at the roots. And if I take it off the wall, you can see the roots at the back as well, and they're all travelling down. These will get watered and fed with the organic fertiliser tomorrow. They seem to respond very well with that. And if, oh, here we go. That's the new little Phalaenopsis, which is Phalaenopsis Sunrise Red Pioca Esme. You see? We've just got one bud blast. Can you see that one? There. Which is a shame. But never mind. It's a lovely, beautiful mini Phalaenopsis. There we go. And down this one, that's the Phalaenopsis Pulcherima Moramota, or Maramota. It's a lovely one, that. It's very unusual. And those are the little keikis of the Dendrobium. Hold on. Yes, sorry about that. It's the Goldsmithianum. And I've got the bigger plant on this front shelf, which I'll show you in a second. And of course that's the Tolumnia, the species one. That's Sadens. And if I bring you around here now, and this is of course the other nice big Phalaenopsis, and I think that one's called Pink Empress. And look at the roots down there. Can you see? And that nice growth. And this is of course the Dendrobium chrysotoxum. That was that new growth, so growing up this way. So I've lifted that to this corner now, and of course that's the Vanda in a pot. And you know, this one I've had for a few weeks now, you know, and it's not giving me any sign whatsoever of a new root, or any of these roots at all greening up. So but you see, I've got a new leaf there, so I don't know why it won't give me nice green roots. And if I take you onto this shelf here now, you'll see these are all the Vandaceous. This one here is Coltana Gold by Dr. Anek. There we go. Maybe the light isn't that good here. Holy Clay Pot. Vanda Peaches, although it's in a plastic pot, it's inside a holy clay pot. That one's doing nice. If I get up here, it's very, very windy outside. Very, very windy. So there's Vanda Peaches. And if we look down there, that's the Cattleya Gaskeliana. There we are, that likes bright sun. And this one here is, can you see the growth there? That's the Dendrobium thysiflorum. Now I'm going to have to just gently bring that in, because I don't want that going out of alignment. And of course that was last year's leaf, and suffered that one did. This is the other, the Dendrobium Goldsmithianum. There we go. It's doing really well, that is. Occasionally it drops a leaf and I don't know why. And of course these in the window are the Catasetum types. There we go. I showed you them the other day. I showed you the roots on that one. Oh, that one's a Cattleya there, and I've brought that back from, if you like, almost dead, and that's Cattleya violacea intermedia var rosea. So I've just bobbed that there. And if I quickly go on this way, this is the Laelia rubescens. This will have to get a little bit of water on those roots tonight. I never like to leave this too long. But it's got that new growth opening up there. And if I take you up here, there's that inflorescence now on this big Phalaenopsis. Look at the new leaf. It won't be as big probably as that one, but it's still an improvement. Look at that. Really thrilled about that. And this is the RLC Bermondsey palm. That's that new growth over there. And this is the Sederia japonica, going mad with roots everywhere. Can you see the roots? And of course this one here, a bit awkward, is the Orchids falcata, and that's got all the nice roots there. And that's the Vanda curvifolia in that corner, looking very regal. And if we come down here, that's the Cattleya persivaliana winter. That's the ones that's got 5 new growths. Absolutely thrilled with that one. And those are a couple more catasetum types. And this is the Cattleya Dusky Maid. Is it Dusky Maid? No, that's not Dusky Maid. Pink Diamond, sorry about that. That's Pink Diamond. And I've managed to just lift it because it was in lava rock, and I've just lifted it out and put it straight into this holy clay pot, and hopefully there's no disturbance because I've not changed anything. And of course this is the nice big Walkeriana Varsarulia, and I've got that sheath in that one, and I've got a sheath on the one that's just in front of it. And I've had to bring the Procatavolia Jarak Green Star here in front of the window, just to give it a bit extra light, because these leaves are very dark. Anyway, these are the rest of the Vandas lifted out of the plastic pots and put into the holy clay pots. So and there's another one. So that one's Vanda Kultana Gold by Dr. Anek. So I've got two of those. And this one here is Vanda Adisak Happiness. You see? I've got a nice leaf coming up in the middle. And now that's in a holy clay pot as well. And this one here is Vanda Gold by Robert's Delight. Nice roots. And now that's in a holy clay pot as well. So if we just step back, there we are. So all those on there are the holy clay pots. And just take it back out a bit. Wrong way. There we go. And then of course I've got that one. So I've still got one holy clay pot that's still empty. Don't know how long it'll be empty for, but we'll have to see. So I've had the humidifier on, in fact it's still on, and it's 22.3 C, 70% humidity. Have I said to you that this is the Coleogyne burfordiense, and this one's got a new growth coming. Those two, you probably won't see it from here, but the one in the corner I've mounted again because it's got new growth, and that's Dendrobium a day, and this one here, it's got a new growth as you can see, and that's Dendrobium falco-rostrum. Now this one we're looking at now is the Cattleya Pastoral Innocence, and if you remember I said I've got a new growth, but it was butting up against the side of this pot. Well look, it's butted up and it's coming upwards, so I'm thrilled to bits with that. And so that's oh, I just have to watch that. And it's got nice roots. Don't you see the roots there? Roots coming up through there as well. And this is the other big one. This is the Cattleya Dusky Maid by RLC Bruce Randall. And I've got new growths, one or two new growths. Where's the other one? It's around here somewhere. And this one's quite a big one, so I don't try and pull it down too much because it's I don't want to knock everything about. And there we are. Let's just take the light off for a second. Don't know if it'll make any difference, but I'll just take the light up and then there we go. Okay. Now whether that will focus in, come on. That's the bark area, and that's got two new Oh, it's got 2 new growths there. Oh, stop it. It's got 2 new growths there, and it's got another one at the base. That's the Forbesii, that one. That's got 2 new growths. This is of course the Dendrobium pendulum, doing very nice. And that's an OID Phalaenopsis. And if we take you around here now, this is the Chrysotoxum with this nice big growth. And I've put the little bird feeder there. Can you just see through there? And that's the one that will fit inside it. That's the Vanda Cerulescens. But I've watered that today and it's a little bit wet, so I don't want it dripping everywhere. This is the other Vanda, Curvifolia. And that's the other Vanda Peaches. And that's the Sidendemphinia mitrata with that nice new root. I've put a couple of the big Phalaenopsis there, just at the back, and that one's still in bloom. And this one is, now is this one, this one's, I can tell you, this one here is Labata, and you see the nice root there, and this growth. And this is Labiata, so they're here to get the light from this window. And of course this is the nice Epicattleya Elatilio Santa Maria. This is always growing, always giving me new growths, new roots. And if we were coming to this corner now, we've got all the ones mounted on, oops, sorry, onto these moss mounds. And there we go. Look at the roots, look at the roots. Got lots of roots there. Got lots of roots. Can you see all the roots? So all of a sudden, can you see the roots? These are all taking off now. There we go. And we've got roots down there as well. And that's the other one with the nice little inflorescence. And that I've got as Vanda Miniata XL. So, this is the other one, Vanda Fulcata. That's really grown, that one has. And there's the little African violet, and that's M.E.s Sunlight. That's the Chysis. The flowers have dropped off now, but it's very, very healthy. That I've got a lovely new root on that one. This is Holcoglossum wangi, and that's Holcoglossum subdiflorum, and that's the Dendrobium hildepoxen, right the way up there. And what I did as well today is remount this Dendrobium gracillicauli, because I've got a new growth there and a new growth there. So I'm about to expire. So from me to you, take care. Of course those are all the Hoyas, and I quickly zoom round for you all, and then enjoy your bank holiday weekend.